Dreamspire TV. We are so super excited to bring to you another amazing episode of Dreamspire TV, where we interview the best, the brightest, and the latest in the entertainment industry. This morning, we have with us AJ Johnson. Now, you may know her from Baby Boy or House Party, but she's doing a whole new thing. I'm not going to spill the tea right now. I'm going to let her tell you about her new show and the things that she has going on. Let me bring her in right now. Good morning. How are you?
Good morning. Good morning. I'm so blessed. How are you?
I'm good. You look amazing as always. I was like, goals.
I'm flattered. That's awesome. I'm flattered.
So we're going to jump right into it. If people want to read your resume, they can look you up, but we want to talk about what you got going on right now, okay? We want to talk about the new show and that aired last week and what's coming up. And, you know, one of the things I was really interested in is that I know a lot of times when people are healers, when people are inspirational, it pops up in no matter what they do. So how did you kind of make that transformation, or what points in your life did you know, hey, there's a greater calling for what I'm going to do?
I gotta tell you, I don't feel like I made a transition. I don't feel like I did anything but made the choice to follow what made me happy and what I loved. I mean, you know, I was a pre-med major before I got to Hollywood. I graduated from Spelman pre-med. And as I was, you know, flourishing as an actress, I had to be honest and realize that there was a part of my science brain and science spirit that was going unfueled. You know what I mean? And then, you know, being an actress in the Hollywood lane, it's not the healthiest routine. You know, we have all kind of crazy hours. That means you're up late and going to bed, or, you know, late, and bad food. And I just finally said, you know what? This is not who I am. I'm trying to fit in. And I gotta be honest too. There was a devotion in my devotion book. This is so deep. There was a devotion in my devotion book that kept saying, you're not made to fit in. And I kept getting the same devotion over and over and over again. And finally I said, well, what's going to happen if I just decide to walk in the lane and stop trying to fit in? Then my devotion became walk the road. Walk the road devotion speaks to, even if it looks like a jungle in front of you, that's the road that I built your feet for. Don't worry about the path. That's worn smooth by the masses. That's not your path. Don't worry about it. Trust me, seek my guidance, and walk the road that I built your feet for. Those two devotions, I kid you not, those two devotions kept coming up for me. So spiritually guided and surrendering to what I felt like God was telling me to do is what you're seeing. So I didn't necessarily say, hey, I'm going to sidestep into the healthy living lane. I just decided I love healthy living. I love fitness. I love great nutrition. I love looking and feeling my best. So that's what I'm going to do. What started to happen is the world started to pay attention in different arenas, right? And so when I traveled to Africa, it was a big thing. When I went back on camera as an actress, it was a big thing. So all I'm going to say is I just decided to live my happy. That's the truth. Mind, body, and spirit. And here we are.
Well, I can definitely see why we're here, for sure. Already, you said a word, okay? I'm going to drink that water today even more. I'm going to definitely drink the water even more. So the new show, let's talk about it.
So exciting, so exciting. Did you see the first episode?
I saw a clip from the first episode, so of the lupus episode. And I mean, just to be able to help somebody and to pour into somebody and to get them together. I know that must be very rewarding for you. So for those who don't know about the show, tell us a little bit about the show and some of the things that are coming up in the new episode, Tuesdays at 10 o'clock. Okay, be there, set your DVR, do whatever you have to do. I know I'm definitely going to be tuning in.
I'm going to say that first of all, you know, to be able to executive produce this project has been such a blessing because TVOne and Swirl Films Productions has been so gracious in sharing my vision. And they said, you know, like we just talked about, they basically said to me, you know, AJ, this is your life. This is your business. This is what you do. It's the calling on your life. We just want to help you shape the presentation to the masses. And so I decided that I felt like it was time for us as a Black community to not any longer run from and avoid therapy. And as much as I know that for us, that term can be scary and unknown, I wanted to show that therapy is actually a degree of accountability and support from someone outside of just yourself. Some of our life issues, especially now at such a time as this, with this pandemic, and a lot of us have lost jobs and family members, and it's just been a nightmare that we were told by the current president at the time there was going to be a 2-week thing, and now we're going on 2 years. So at such a time as this, I just felt like now is a great time to show people what therapy can look like and can be. And I want to suggest to everybody, this is free therapy to watch. You're not only just watching and to participate in, I should say. You're not just watching a client I'm working with and our process, but it's very interactive. The show is very interactive. I take questions from the audience. The day after, we do a day after life therapy on Instagram, TVOne at TV's Instagram, and we talk to the guests from the night before, as well as take your questions and fill you in on their update. So this is not just a TV show. This is a movement. This is a better health movement, a better health experience. And so I want to make sure you all stay on track with the episodes, because we have 18 episodes. Another blessing. What TV show have you heard delivering 18 episodes? 9 is great. 9 we celebrate. TVOne asked me to do 18 episodes. So the life therapy that we're tackling is financial health, mental health, spiritual health, nutritional health, family health. I mean, we are covering life therapy to the best that we could in 18 episodes.
That's awesome. And 18, yeah, you know, if you get 8, 9, but 18, that's good that they dug in and gave you that platform. And that's how you know when alignment happens. It, you know, everything aligns down the line. And it's so true what you said in this time, you know, where we're all smiling for the cameras, but breaking on the inside.
Yes.
And we see so many rest in peace that sometimes we can become numb to it. But yet it is definitely affecting us all along the way. So what you're doing is absolutely needed in this time, for sure. And so 18 episodes. Now, have you taped all the episodes?
We're just finishing. Pretty much. We're just finishing up the filming of our last one, but now we go into post-production. So that means voiceovers and editing, and of course, like I said, as an executive producer, my work is not done. So that's also new for me. You know, as an on-camera talent, primarily for most of my career, it's like as soon as the camera wraps, I'm wrapped and I'm done. But not with this. This is my baby. So I want to make sure that the editing's right. I want to make sure that the producers who worked on the episodes, I'm even making sure that their better health is fine, because we're digging so deep into a lot of these cases that I want to make sure that my producers manage their health as well. They spend a lot of time with these people who are broken. They spend a lot of time researching the brokenness to help me create the content of the episode. So I want to make sure that I teach them what I've learned over the years.
Any episode that, out of all the people that you talk to, not that one was less important than the other, but kind of just really stuck to your gut and just really like, okay, this moves me?
Well, I got to tell you, I don't really take on a client that doesn't move me that way. This life coach work for me is more personal than it is professional. God's blessed me with different careers and streams of income, so I don't have to do the life coaching, but it's part of my divine calling and my soul's calling. So I pretty much don't take on any client that doesn't squeeze my soul and my heart. But this particular show, these 18 episodes, are really stretching me, because I'm actually dealing with clients that have life issues that I've never tackled before. And one of the ones is Mario Stinchcomb, who was wrongfully incarcerated and did 18 years and just got released from Atlanta prison in April. And he contacted me, he and his fiance contacted me to just kind of give them some guidance as they move forward, not only in their new life, but just trying to help him dissipate the anger of being wrongfully convicted. And so, I read these stories in the news, all of us do, I'm sure, and I'm angry and I'm disappointed at the racial injustice, the police injustice, but to deal with it head first, eye to eye, Mario pulled at my heart, and now he's like my little brother. But I personally connect with primarily all of my clients. Like even celebrity clients from years ago when I first started this business. I've been life coaching in the AJ zone over 10 to 15 years now, and I'm connected to my clients. Like I said, it's personal for me. Whether I talk to them every day, whether I talk to them once a week, some I don't talk to except for every couple of years. But our connection is soul to soul, and it's one of the reasons why I love this work.
That's amazing that you're able to do that. And now that not only are you able to do it on a personal level, but you're able to bring it to the world. And I love what you said about us being able to sit and get some free therapy. Okay. Because we need it. And the IG group, we will definitely, when we post this, we will give people information to the IG group, because that's amazing that even after pouring out in these 18 episodes and really even caring about your producers to make sure that they're whole, that you're going even another step and saying, hey, I'm going to talk to you then. Oh, wow. That is just amazing. We definitely want people to we want them to tune in on Tuesday nights, and we want them also to get into that Facebook group, the Instagram group. Yes. And really be a part of what you're doing. I can't even say it enough, because it's needed in this time. And even though the Black community is getting more open to therapy, we're still not where we should be in that journey. We're still, get yourself up by the bootstrap, be this and be that. And now we're in this cancel culture where, you don't even get a chance to get yourself together. You're just canceled. Okay.
That you speak on a good point, because, I don't think a lot of us understand that therapy, another term that I'm learning even as I'm doing this show, is it really is reaching for better communication. Like one of our episodes deals with fibroid health and infertility. I did not know, and thank you God, I have not been plagued with fibroids, but I didn't know that so many African-American women are dealing with the life of fibroid surgery, life after fibroid surgery. Am I going to be able to get pregnant? It's a conversation we're not having. And as I started researching for the episode, I started hearing from a lot of my girlfriends, well, I had fibroids. Well, didn't you know I had fibroids? I'm like, no, we've never talked about it. And so I'm also looking forward to bringing a lot of these subject matters that we as a community don't discuss inside or outside the home. I want to normalize the conversations, because we can only be as good as our better health. And if we're holding in some of these conversations, whether it's because we don't have enough knowledge or we're not comfortable to talk about it, I pray that with life therapy, it opens up that stigma. And now as a family, as a Black family, as a Black community, we have more comfort in our issues.
That's so true. I can relate, because my doctor told me last year that he thought I needed a hysterectomy. So as I announced it, I was like, so many of my friends that I had known for years was like, well, I had one and this, that, and the other. And I was shocked, because I had known these people for years and we had never had that conversation. And I would have never even known. I was feeling like isolated, like, wow, this point in my life, why, this, and I didn't know how many other my sisters had been through that or have had that diagnosis. So again, what you're doing is amazing. So I can't believe this time it's flown by. I was so excited about this interview and what you're doing. But before you leave us, can you give us this, like, somebody might just need one tip to help them center themselves and make it through the day. Can you just give us a nugget before you get out of here?
What I'm going to share, which I always do, is I come from what works for me. And what I'll say is, if you happen to be struggling with high energy, or if you're struggling with boredom in your life, your career, your relationship, I feel like you have to remember that your happiness starts with you. It starts within. So if you haven't done this yet, make a happy list. Don't criticize it. Don't sabotage it. Write down at least 10, maybe 20 things that you love to do. It could be simple. Swing on a swing set when I walk by a park. Go for a drive to the beach. Go for a walk at the mall. Go window shopping after hours. I don't care what it is. Whatever makes you happy, make the list, and then pay attention to those things you have not done in the last 30 days. If there's more than 3 or 4 things on the list you haven't done in the last 30 days, that's a sign that you're not living a life of happy. You're grinding, working, but your happy list is over here untouched. Live your happy life. Try to find the balance between your work and your happy life. You follow?
I love it. I'm going to listen. I'm still, even though I have 2 computers and 2 phones and an iPad, I'm going to write down my happy life.
And you're gonna see as the show unfolds. I'm old school. I've got to write it down. It's like I'm walking around the entire show, every episode, with my notepad, because I feel like I absorb the information and I maintain it mentally when I write it down. Not when I type it in my phone or my notes or calendar. When I personally write it down, I retain it. And so you're going to see I'm always with a pad and a pen through the entire show.
And then that is powerful. There is a power in writing it. It's something about writing it down that just crystallizes it. So I'm definitely, with all the technology, get your notepad. Maybe the next thing, I got something. Maybe I'm looking forward to your journal. So
well, you know what? It's actually getting ready to be released, if not today, tomorrow. The Rock Your Better Journal Workbook. Yes. Probably when I hang up from you, I'll have to go make the approvals and say, yes, let's post it. But it's already done. The homework assignments are going to actually follow the episodes. In my Instagram presentation, in the company's Instagram, the AJ Zone, this particular month is nonstop in November. And every month has a wellness theme. We did Supernatural in September, Overflow in October, Ascend in August. And now that we're in November, it's nonstop in November. So the journal starts with week 1 assignment, and now we're in week 2. So we're getting ready to launch that. So see, you're prophetic, because it's getting ready to go for sale at theajzone.com any day now. So make sure you look out for it.
That's awesome. We'll get with your people. We also have a platform for authors where we have over 200 books. We would love to have your journal in our online bookstore.
I would love that.
Definitely. We want to share the word and get it out, and we want to write it down. It's been such a blessing to have you here. Definitely the highlight of my day. And I just wish you every success. We're going to have people tuning in. We're going to have them following you everywhere. You're going to have some new, I'm not going to call them stalkers, but you're going to have some new followers.
I love all of it. I love all of it. And listen, if you're serious about having the journal, please let my publicity know, even with the show. Let them know where to connect, because it's digital. But it's just a matter of we can connect and make sure that there's a link, that for anybody who wants it, they can link to that. So I'll let our web designers do all that.
Yeah, I would definitely do that for sure.
Okay.
I would love to have you. You're welcome. We're welcome. I'm like, sometimes you're just on that wavelength. When you said that, I was like, oh, it's got to be a journal somewhere.
Yeah, I love that. And please let me know when you finally get a chance to watch the episode. You have to watch 1 before you see 2, because I want you to see what's happening in terms of the elevation of where we're going in these 18 episodes. But I would love to hear what you think. So please let me know.
I'm going to make that commitment. I'm going to do that for sure. After all these devices, I know there's somewhere that I can connect and sit down and watch the episode. And I'm excited to get this interview out and let people know the amazing work that you're doing and the commitment. And I see your heart. And I talk to a lot of people. And I don't, I'm not going to say I don't often see their heart, but sometimes I don't. But I can see the passion that you have for this. So thank you for joining us, and you have an amazing day.
Well, thank you for having me, and I can't wait for you to join our movement of life therapy.
Love it. I'm joining it.
Awesome.
I'm on board. All right. Have a great day.
Bye-bye.
Bye. Man, now if this wasn't an amazing interview, I don't know what was. We're going to spread the information. We're going to follow. We're going to stop. We're going to have the book in our bookstore, the journal. Get on board with this. It's something that is truly needed.